Hello, everybody. I am Queen Lillie. Welcome to my live. We are talking about Donald Trump, of course. We're going to talk about them trying to redistrict Texas and how right now Abbott is threatening to put warrants and arrest the Democrats that left Texas. See, what I learned in this country, the GOP is the MAGA Republicans. They think they are the only ones that can play chess. But right now, I feel that the Dems are out playing them while playing chess. And Abbott is mad because, in my opinion, Abbott is a wheelchair gangster. And the crime mob doesn't like that the Dems are not playing ball the way they want it played. Right now, the Dems refuse to play ball with them. And they have every right. So they're trying to redistrict Texas. Well, Newsom said, if you do that, then I got something for you. I'm going to redistrict California. That's what's going to happen. And other states are in on it. I think Chicago, New York, etc. This is what I don't understand about these MAGA Republicans. They feel that they are the only ones that can do something. Okay, now they saying that what Newsom going to do is a crime. Okay, Texas is a crime too then. If you're going to redistrict Texas, Newsom has a right to redistrict what? California. Right now, the Democrats that have left Texas, if they return, they may be arrested. That is crazy. That is beyond crazy. Why do the MAGA white Republicans feel that they are the only ones that can do some? Abbott, you wheelchair gangster. You can't redistrict a state and take certain cities and do what you want to with them. You have to abide by the law too. But because we have a degenerate in the Oval Office, a deranged, dangerous person, he is allowing the MAGA Republicans in Texas to do whatever they want. And that affects the Democrats. I am so grateful that the Democrats are finally fighting back. So what does Abbott go to try to manipulate them? Oh, we can't vote on helping the flood victims. Abbott, you said it was out of your control. There was nothing you could do about it. Do you think the American people are that stupid? We don't remember what you said? And right now, what is happening in America is so terrible. Donald Trump is worried about a ballroom that he can put that old cheap-looking gold all in, that plated gold at that, all over the place like he has done in the Oval Office. Donald Trump was right now on top of the White House because they plan on putting a missile on top of the White House. The man is deranged. He's delusional. And the more he ages, the worse his mind has become. It is pretty much Pinky in the brain, and Donald Trump is Pinky. He would never be the brain. Y'all, this country is falling. And it's time to wake up. If you can't wake up, then that's on you. Okay, I'm back. I'm grateful to be back. I am Queen Lillie. I haven't been feeling good these past couple of days. I had a bad sinus infection. I just was feeling horrible. I still look horrible, but I'm okay. And then I'm having menopause. So I've been sweating a lot, having my hot flashes. What is going on with this thing? It better not. I know my mic is not dying on me. Let's see. My mic, I think my mic is about to die. Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me because my mic went dead. Oh, God, I dropped it on the floor, too. Hold on, y'all. I dropped the mic and it was dying. Can y'all hear me? I just turned it off and I'm just using my phone mic. You can hear me? Victorious one. Okay, good. Because the mic that I use, and I charge it, and I keep having to buy new mics all the time. It's crazy. They're trying to gerrymander Texas, and because the Democrats are not going to let them do it the way that they want to do it, they're mad. They're being threatened to be thrown in jail when they return back to Texas. Y'all, this is crazy. We're living in a time where the government doesn't like us. There's no way that our government care about us right now. I don't care how you put it, what anybody has to say. Our own government is defeating us. Again, Donald Trump, too busy standing on top of the White House, and the reporters are trying to question him. He think he's doing something. What Donald Trump doing is pulling stunts to distract us. We're not going to stop talking about the Epstein situation. We're still going to talk about that. But we're going to talk about what's going on in the news today that is affecting the American people. We're going to discuss that. Them gerrymandering Texas, that's going to hurt the citizens. And the citizens are speaking out. Right now, we have it where Abbott, the wheelchair gangster, is threatening to arrest the Dems when they return, our congressmen when they return, congresswomen when they return back to Texas. I'm going to show you some things about that today. We're going to talk about Epstein. I'm going to make sure we talk about Epstein every day. We're not letting that go. See, Donald Trump think with all these stunts he pulling and causing a ruckus in our country that we're going to stop talking about Epstein because he's doing so much damage to the American people that we're just going to stop. Yes, it's called fascism. And we're not going to stop, Dunny. You can throw whatever monkey wrench you want to, you and Satan. We're going to still talk about the Epstein because new stuff keep coming out. And right now in Texas, it ain't going as easy for old girl. Yeah, old girl, when they moved her to Texas from Florida, Ghislaine Maxwell, honey, she thought she was going to make friends up in there. But, honey, people are not down with people that take advantage of children. No one is down with that. I got to move this desk closer. No one is down with anyone taking advantage of children. Y'all bear with me because my ears is hurting and my throat, I got a sinus infection. People are not down with that kind of stuff. So, Ghislaine, deal with it. You thought because it's a low security prison, you were going to be fine. You're going to make friends in there. Girl, they don't like you. Don't nobody like child predators. People that are not child predators, they don't like you. I don't like you. But Donald Trump is planning on pardoning this woman, y'all. He already had her moved to a low security prison. That's more free. But what she finding out once she has gotten there, they don't like you, girl. No. It ain't working for them, and it sure ain't working for me. And I don't believe it's working with vast majority of the American people. The American people have been seeing things we have never seen before. George Bush and his father, senior, nobody can compete with Donald Trump's damage that he has done to America. We are at war, and we are at war with our own president. One moment, please. Hit that like button as you all are coming in, please. Hello, Victorious One. Hey, Queen. Hello, King Ellen. Hello, True. Hello, King LaSwan. Hello, King Woods. Drake Woods. Hello, Paul. King Paul. Hello, Queen Sheila Davidson. Hello, King Paul. I don't know how to pronounce your last name. I apologize. But hello, everybody. Hello, Aunt Banks. Hello, King. Hello. I'm not going to be able to do everybody's names because we got a lot to cover. Hello, all you beautiful kings and queens. Thank you for coming to my live. I am Queen Lillie, and we will be just getting started in just a moment. But I wanted to give y'all a rundown of what we're going to be talking about today. And some things will be repeated because I'm going to let you hear the opinions of some of the American people and some of the lawmakers as well. This country, it's in shambles. And if you don't see that, you don't see it because Donald Trump is lying to you because you his base MAGA and you like to be lied to, you're dangerous to this country as well. You're a danger to America if you don't see what Donald Trump is doing to this country. He'd rather help Israel than to help the American people. And that's a fact. He's more worried about Israel. You know why? Because they got something on Trump. Russia has something on Trump as well. I'm going to let y'all listen to something that Putin has to say as well about Trump. That's why Trump is so much kissing Putin's behind. Because they have... It also, Russia said that they have the true files of the Epstein situation with Trump. And Russia is holding it over his head. So Trump, it's about the young girls, yes, but it's something deeper than that Russia has on Trump that has to do with those Epstein files. And I've heard, and I hate to say this, but it's been something that had been said about a little boy before. I don't know how true it is, but it was said before about a young boy. Whatever it is, Donald Trump is scared. He's so scared that he keep urinating on himself throughout the whole day, and he had to change his pamper like he's a little kid, in my opinion. So we're going to go ahead and get started. MAGA, yeah, answer this question for me. This young man is going to ask a question. And I need you to listen carefully that some you're not used to doing. You're not used to listening. So MAGA, listen carefully what this young man is saying and answer this question, because you tend to believe everything that man tells you. So you need to give us the answer, okay? Uh-oh. Hold on.
So, America first, right, MAGA? Isn't that what you guys always say? The alleged president, Donald Trump, is putting America
Hit the like
first.
button, please.
Why don't you explain to me why it is that the alleged president, Donald Trump, is threatening to withhold natural disaster relief funds to any state or to any city that boycotts Israel? Silence, huh? Crickets. When on earth is it okay for our sitting president to put the priorities of another country before Americans' lives? So we send them all this money, and now we're going to withhold emergency federal funds from any state or from any city that decides they want to boycott Israel? So another country is more important to the alleged president, Donald Trump? Another country far outweighs the American citizen. Is this what you voted for? Is this making America great again? Is this making your life better on a day-to-day basis? Please explain to me. This is America first. We're all listening. We would love to hear the reasoning behind this bullshit. And if you are a Trump supporter, do you still support him? Are you supporting this? That another country comes before American citizens? But yeah, we're going to withhold that funds if we don't toe the line to another country in the Middle
Fascism.
East. Make Israel great again. America first, right, MAGA?
MAGA, answer that. Is it still America first? We want to know. Is it still America first? There's no way you can believe that Donald Trump is putting America first. While he has taken away benefit for the American people, he's given to Israel. And he's given to this big, beautiful ballroom he planned on building onto the White House. Now he plans on putting a missile on the top of the White House. Are you kidding me, MAGA? Wake up before it's too late, because I feel like it's too late. You have a bird brain. Wake up. So this is one time I'm going to agree with Candace Owens, and I don't agree with this girl much. Finally, she's on the right path. This is treason. Trump, fat boy, you committing treason.
Now, Trump right now trending for all the wrong reasons. Again, he's going to deny aid to Americans if they decide they want to boycott Israel. How is that not treason? He is going to deny Americans in need disaster funding if he finds out that that city or state that is in need is boycotting Israel. You might say, actually, morally, we think it is wrong for us to in any way engage with Israel because we are watching them starve children daily. That's your right as an American. Now, all of a sudden, Trump is taking the position, the extraordinary position, that actually it's not your right to do that when it comes to Israel. Of course, you could, if you want today, boycott American companies. But Israel, they're saying you can't do that. Why is that? Because America is not a sovereign nation. And if you are under any illusions that America is a sovereign nation, you need to wake up. Wow.
Wake up, America. Wake up. And I'm going to be honest. This girl is starting to be a pretty girl. Candace used to be a little on the rough side. Bad, split ends, everything. She is a pretty girl. She has a glow up. But I thank God I've always been beautiful, so I didn't have to do a glow up. But anyway, she is starting to be such a pretty girl. She's right. Again, Trump is putting Israel before the American people. It don't sit well with me. It doesn't sit well with me at all. And it shouldn't sit well with you. Taking benefits from the American people and sending our funding to Israel. That's crazy. But I'm going to tell you what Israel got Trump thinking. They're going to nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize. Because Donnie been wanted for a long time. Because who has it? President Barack Obama. That's why he wanted. He's trying to compete where he can't compete. Yesterday was President Barack Obama's birthday. Happy birthday, King. Happy birthday to President Barack Obama. Still handsome. Don't have a big fat stomach. He doesn't have to wear a girdle every day like Trump. He doesn't wear a pamper. President Barack Obama is so handsome and in great health. He don't have cankles neither, Donald Trump. And he doesn't have sores on his hands. One moment.
Department of Justice is nothing more than a political
hit the like button, y'all.
arm
Come
of
on.
the Trump administration, as led by Pam Bondi.
Hit that like button. I'm going to stop.
And now we have two major examples of how the Department of Justice
hit
is
the
being
like
used by
button.
Donald Trump to abuse Americans and our democracy. One, Pam Bondi just announced that she is now,
Come
based
on,
on
more likes, y'all.
recommendations of Tulsi Gabbard, the Director of National Intelligence, is going to empower prosecutors in her office.
Thank
whoever
you.
left,
Thank you,
whatever
beautiful
prosecutors
kings and
with integrity
queens.
are left, and I doubt there are any. But she's authorizing the Department of Justice to open up a grand jury, to impanel a grand jury to further investigate whether the Obama administration and the Democrats were responsible for the investigation to determine whether Russia tried to help Donald Trump get elected based on phony analysis, phony evidence supplied to her, fabricated
Russia
by
owns
Tulsi
Donald
Gabbard.
Trump.
That's one. This is all about trying to further destroy the Democratic brand and try to tear down our idols, our leaders, as retribution for Donald Trump. That's what this is. If you like this update, check out.
Subscribe to Legal AF. They are on YouTube. They are on Instagram, etc. They are amazing content creators. You will not regret it. Hold on one moment. This guy right here, this white man is taking your health care, and he don't give a damn. Hold on.
You do not get free health care. You do not get free health care.
This is MAGA Republican.
You do not get free health care.
Representative Mike Flood. He's been questioned at a town hall, and I probably got more of this coming up a little later in my live pertaining to this. He's being questioned at a town hall about the American people benefits. He don't like it. He don't give a damn.
You do not get free health care. You do not get free health care. You
do y'all not know in some countries they all get free health care, and they get free tuition to go to college? But in this country, Donald Trump had his feet across the American people's neck and holding their tuition payments against them that they can't afford right now in this economy, life under Trump. You are being told by the MAGA Republican Party you don't deserve benefits if they are needed. What are you going to do? So this is what Congressman Jasmine Crockett has to say about the DOJ and the Epstein files. We're going to talk about the Epstein right now, okay? The Oversight Committee subpoenaed the DOJ for the Epstein files. They now have 2 weeks to release the files to the committee. This is what she posted today on her Instagram. It's time to find out who's been protected, who thought they were above the law, and who's been hiding behind power. Well, Jasmine, you're right. You damn right. But the problem is they have redacted Trump out of there. So anything that we see redacted, that is about Donald Trump. They're trying to keep us from seeing the crimes and the devilment that demon Donald Trump has done. They're trying to stop us from knowing everything he has done. But each time he run them D-suckers, he's telling on himself. When he said on Air Force One, and he was being asked by the reporter about Mar-a-Lago and what Epstein supposedly have done, he told us something that we had never known. He told it on himself. His Mar-a-Lago was a place that those young teens were being what? Trafficked from. He said it from his mouth that Epstein stole girls from him. In Virginia, Jeffrey was only, what, 14 at the time that she was taken from Mar-a-Lago? We want those Epstein files. A 14-year-old does not work at an adult spa. That is not what state board allows. I know. I'm licensed. That's how I know. Donald Trump is the biggest criminal in America. You tell me anybody else that has 34 felonies. Jasmine Crockett doesn't. Donald Trump said Jasmine Crockett is low IQ. Well, baby, she's high IQ. The woman has a law degree. She practiced for years and won all of her cases. Donnie, what has your wife done? She lied about graduating from a university. She never been to a university. She been to the university of showing that little small behind. That's what she's done. Donald Trump is not a smart, brilliant man. He's low IQ. And every black person he has to say about them, that black people are low IQ. They're nasty. And he also says that about women. He cares nothing about women. And now, finally, Marjorie Taylor Greene is saying something about Donald Trump and the MAGA Republicans not liking women. I hope I'm able to show you that today because I have that saved too. We have so much to cover. So black voices scare fragile white folks. The black woman is of strength and taking care of business. Trump and his goonies fear this. Trump is a racist, and so is Abbott, the wheelchair gangster.
Speak directly to Greg Abbott. What would you tell him?
I would have some choice words. Me and Greg are not friends. On his watch, we've had Uvalde. On his watch, we've had El Paso. On his watch, we've had the Guadalupe flood and kill people. Consistently, he seems to be a governor that deals more death than life to his constituents. And so it's time for him to come to the realization has always been found to be intentionally discriminatory. And so I want y'all to understand the makeup of my state. The state is a majority minority state. And what this legislature historically has done is what they plan to do again, is to dilute the voices of people of color in order to make sure that they can get to where they're trying to go. We saw this Department of Justice decided to put out a letter. And what did they do? We only have 4 seats that are represented by black folk, where the vast majority of the people that get to decide who they have represent them are black. They decided to attack 3 of the 4 seats that we have in the state. They decided to go after a Latina. They are specifically deciding to splinter the communities of common interest, as well as just blatantly say, we are going to dilute minority voices.
If you could speak directly to Greg Abbott, what would you tell him?
I would have some choice words.
Well, Queen Jasmine Crockett, we all have choice words. What do I see Abbott as? Fascism, a racist. He hate people of color, black and brown. I see Abbott as a wheelchair gangster. He's a thug in a wheelchair. Donald Trump is a thug in the Oval Office. That's the only way I can see it. The only way. So Abbott doesn't have that power, but due to the MAGA Republicans, a crime mob, they can't be trusted. They're a crime mob. Listen.
Let's talk about what's really going down in Texas, y'all. Governor Greg Abbott just threatened to remove elected
Hit the
House
like
Texas
button,
Democrats
please. Thank you.
from office because they left the state to block a racist Trump-backed redistricting map that would snatch 5 more seats for Republicans in 2026. Now, these Democrats bounced out of Austin like Harriet in the Underground Railroad, not to flee
Thank
their
you.
duties, but
I
to
need more
protect
likes.
democracy, protect black and brown voters, and stop a power grab in broad daylight. And now Abbott is talking about filing felony charges if they They fundraise to cover their $500 a day fines.
Wheelchair gangster.
Lawmakers like they're on FBI's most wanted list, using a non-binding opinion from Ken indicted for corruption, Paxton, to try and replace them with his own handpicked loyalists. Now, let me be clear. This ain't about maps. This is about authoritarian control. This ain't about absent lawmakers. It's about silencing opposition, and it sure as hell ain't about the people, because 130 Texans just died in the flood, and that's the emergency that Abbott should be worried
And
about.
Abbott said he
This
has
is
no
what fascism looks
control
like
over
in
that
cowboy
situation.
boots, y'all. And the
That's
guy
what he
got the
said.
nerve to call that democracy, sir. The Constitution don't say thou shalt kneel to the governor. It says we the people elect our reps. If they leave to protect their voters, that's courage, not a crime. And let's talk legality. Abbott's threatening elected officials for doing a peaceful political protest, threatening donors with felony charges for giving money to support a political cause. Baby, that's First Amendment violation with a side of dictatorship. The Democrats' response was simple. Come and take it. That's Texas talk for we're not scared. That's Harriet Tubman energy.
Yes.
That's we ain't bowing down energy. So now I ask you, if the governor can fire his opposition, threaten citizens for donating to a cause, and redraw the maps before the census even hits, is that still democracy, or is that the birth of a political cartel? Okay, let's talk about what's really going down.
A political cartel. That's the perfect word. He has given me something to say about Trump and his cabinet members, the wheelchair gangster. Political cartel. Yeah. So Trump has pimped out the White House. He has ruined the American dream. Yes, Donald Trump has ruined the American dream. He's up there talking about he's going to put a missile on top of the White House, standing there looking like a big fat fool with a girdle on. Yes, a girdle. Because then I'm going to tell you how he hides that fat too. He wear oversized jackets with a girdle. So it make him appear smaller. Donald Trump is more worried about the ballroom. He said it today. Building that ballroom. He ain't worried about you. He ain't worried about you and your children.
Donald Trump obviously has a lot of secrets that he's obviously hiding from the Senate investigators. What do you think his biggest, darkest secret is?
Well, I mean, obviously there's something to what's happening with Epstein that we need to know about. But he's got this whole meme coin business, and there's just no doubt that there are some billionaires,
crime mob,
some oligarchs who have bought a ton of Donald Trump's meme coin and have secretly told him what their price is, what they need from the Trump administration in order to pay them back for the gift he gave them. So I think there's just this huge scandal out there in terms of who's buying the meme coin and what they're asking for in return that we don't know about.
What do you think his biggest, darkest secret is?
Well, I mean, obviously there's something to what's happening with Epstein that we need to know about. But he's got this whole meme coin business, and there's
crime
just no
mob,
doubt that there are some billionaires, some foreign
political
princes,
cartel,
some oligarchs who have bought a ton of Donald Trump's meme coin and have secretly told him what their price is, what they need from the Trump administration in order to pay them back for the gift he gave them. So I think there's just this huge scandal out there in terms of who's buying that meme coin and what they're asking for in return that we don't know about.
Donald Trump obviously has a lot of secrets.
Donald Trump, you and your political cartel. The American people are fighting back. The Democrats are starting to fight back. They got to play dirty. You play dirty, we're going to go below the belt. I want to go so down below that I push you from up under your shoes to pop your head on the floor. Bang, bang, he shot me down. That's what I want. You got to fight back, America. You cannot accept fascism in your life. This man is doing illegal stuff with this Bitcoin. He shouldn't be allowed to do the Bitcoin as a president sitting in the Oval Office. But it's okay with MAGA. MAGA, what's happening? You're not even getting the upper hand on things anymore. You're getting treated like black people. Not as bad, but that's what the treatment you're getting. He's taking your benefits. He's taking your grandmother out of that nursing home. You put your grandmother in a nursing home to have some peace. Your mother she has to come live with you now. Deal with it. That's Donald Trump. That's what you get for voting for fascism.
Seeing right now are signs that this is about to blow wide. It's been running on ever since his crash out with Elon Musk. We have the four horsemen of the MAGA apocalypse. First, Trump fires the commissioner of the BLS because he finds out his economy sucks, just like it did when he lost 3 million jobs in his first term, which is kind of hilarious because he just added one more unemployed person to the millions of Americans already suffering. I guess it's not that funny. Second horseman, Trump orders Greg Abbott of Texas to re-gerrymander their state because he thinks 5 seats in Texas is going to make a difference when the House swings 40 seats to the left. Unfortunately for Trump, all those Democrats left Texas, so they can't force a vote. But even if they do, California, New York, and Illinois can swamp 5 seats with their own maps that could swing 20 seats back to the left. Because that's the thing, MAGA. You guys have already gerrymandered every red state into oblivion. There's no juice left to squeeze. Meanwhile, Democratic governors have been trying to do it the right way, trying to lead by example. But if you guys want to get down and play in the mud, I guarantee Gavin Newsom can find a way to make Bay Area voters live in every district in the state, which on its own would swing 9 votes back to the Democrats. The third horseman, Trump, has completely lost independent voters. Just look at this poll from Reuters. First, this poll has Trump at a 40% approval rating, which is the lowest of his second term. But more specifically, look at independent voters. 61 to 29 against him on the economy, 55 to 36 against him on immigration. Needless to say, you can't win shit if you're losing 2/3 of independent voters. And the fourth horseman is right here, because the federal appeals court just heard arguments over whether Trump even has the legal right to impose tariffs. And their questioning was rightfully scathing, because of course he's trying to impose tariffs under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, but that act doesn't even contain the word tariffs. And until Trump, no president had even considered using it to try to impose tariffs, because no one else was that stupid. Now this one is the mother lode, because if you want to see what happens when Trump loses the ability to control tariffs, go take a carcass from a badger. It's not pretty, and I would not want to be in the room when it happens, but I would love to watch the video later. If, and I think more specifically when, the power to impose tariffs is taken away from Trump, the MAGA apocalypse will officially be over. Because without Congress, without the economy, without independent voters, and without tariffs, that sad, decrepit failure will have nothing left, and no one left to dance with in his new golden ballroom. Sad. What you're seeing right now are signs that this shit is about to blow wide open. The Trump agenda has been run.
The Trump agenda must go. Trump has to go. I don't care how God take him up out here. Take him, Lord. He got to go. He must go. By any means necessary. I don't care what they do to him. He got to go. He has to get out of that Oval Office. He's running the country. He has killed the American dream. Every day that he's sitting in that Oval Office, he come up with more and more craziness to make himself king. Spending millions of dollars on this ballroom when there's elderly people that need their Medicaid and Medicare. He doesn't care. School has started back. A lot of children would not receive their free lunches. You better thank Donald Trump for that. I live in a red state. Red states are the poorest states. MAGA. Blue states fund mainly everything in this country. California especially. California could right now go off and be its own country. Or join back with Mexico, which Mexico originally owned Texas. It originally owned California. You're being lied to daily, MAGA. Wake up.
Well. Have you heard the news, baby? The House Oversight Committee has voted to subpoena the DOJ to have those files released. Yes, baby. Now, I'm not going to get too happy about this because I'm paying attention to all the things that are in the brew. And if you'll remember, just was it last week, Boo, that Todd Blanchard, that guy that always looks like he smells something bad. Yes, that dude, the one that covers things up for the orange guy, used to be his attorney and all. Now he's got a position because of, well, I guess it's not really nepotism. But either way, he's got a position because he's friends with Daddy. Now, he went down there to talk to Miss Maxwell last week. And apparently
fair use, educational purpose, great research, and exactly great entertainment.
But it is quite interesting to me today that the House Oversight Committee has subpoenaed the DOJ to release the files. Now, when I'm looking at all this and I step back and all of that, and I consider the fact that Daddy W. Pants came out against the Wall Street Journal and he insisted upon Rupert Murdoch being deposed immediately for what he knows, well, now today we're finding out that Daddy W. Pants has pushed that back. Yes, Daddy W. Pants, not Rupert Murdoch, has all of a sudden pushed all that back. He wants the depositions to be put on hold. He don't want to say what he has to say, and he don't want Rupert Murdoch to say what he has to say. I find that all very strange. When you put together these pieces between the House Oversight Committee all of a sudden coming together to agree to subpoena the DOJ after Mr. Blanchard went down there to supposedly talk to the perpetrator instead of the victims, Boo, and then finding out that all of a sudden Daddy W. Pants isn't furiously mad at Rupert Murdoch and he's okay with putting that lawsuit to the side for months and months on down the line, cover up is at play. Cover up is at play, but cover up's always at play when it comes to Daddy Dumpy Pants. The things that they have to say. Hell, he's got his entire janitorial team on it, baby. His entire janitorial team has been on the scene to cover things up. I mean, you remember the guy at the FBI, the crazy-eyed guy, Cash Patel. Cash Patel, go to hell, Roach Motel. Cujo, I know you're sad, baby, but
Y'all
come on,
subscribe to
please.
Christina Talks
Trying
on
to make a video,
Instagram
Daddy, to push
and
the tea. Anyway,
TikTok.
you remember him and Mr. Dan Bantoni spent
I
all
love
of
her.
March
This queen is
scrubbing,
amazing.
baby. Yes, they were scrubbing the floors and the files of the FBI for the orange guy. And then you had his other little helper, Satan's little Cindy Lou Who. That's what I call her, boo. Pam Blondie Bondi. Doesn't she look like Satan's Cindy Lou Who? Yes, she does. Little Satan Cindy Lou Who has been at it, baby.
She has
Burning up
aged
files
10 years since
expeditiously
she's been
all
with Donald
through
Trump's
the
cabinet.
DOJ.
She
So
has
what's going to be left for
aged
the House
10
Oversight Committee
years.
to view? Who really knows?
She used to be
Because
attractive.
thanks to the Satan Cindy Lou Who, it's probably all went up.
Hit
in
that
flames,
like
boo.
button. Come
All of
on.
it, every last bit of it. And that's not the only thing that's been going on, you see, with Daddy's janitorial crew. I mean, let's talk about Mr. Dan Bongino for a minute, baby. What's wrong with him as of lately? He's always on my TV looking like he's about to cry. You know, this guy.
Oh, he
Did you see
aged 10
something that
years
upset
too. His
him in those
hairline moved
files?
back.
Or is it just too much hormones going on lately?
Anybody
And while
attached
we're
to
on the
Trump has
subject of
aged.
hormones, what in the gender-affirming care is going on here
His
with
boobie
Booger
bigger than
Sugar Jr.,
mine.
baby? Booger Sugar, why are you facing forward, but your nipple is looking at me? Are you on hormones, baby? Because
They're
them
bigger
titty
than
bitties
mine.
look bigger than they usually do, or at least your surgeon has made a
That's that
mistake.
booger
Your
sugar.
nipple is
Hit that
not
like
supposed
button,
to be at a
please.
side
Hit the
view.
like button.
But back to Daddy's cover-up crew as of late. Now, they're not only sweeping and mopping and scrubbing the floors for Daddy getting his name off of everything seen, some of them are actually into fabricating propaganda for you. And we can't leave out old Toe Jam Tulsi, always wearing white, looking like she's ready for a fight. The love child of Rogue and Storm, too. You are no X-Men, boo. And the reason I call Miss All in White
I was
with the
thinking the
white stripe,
same
too,
thing,
Toe
Stormer.
Jam
Yeah.
Tulsi, baby. Do you know she's actually in a real cult? And I'm not talking about the cult of Daddy. No, she's in a real cult. And the way they worship their leader is they eat his toenails.
Ew.
So I guess in between eating toenails, she's up there causing a scene and fabricating
Ew.
information that is
She's
absolutely
nasty.
not true, claiming that there were burn bags, boo, and all kind of files within the CIA that proved that Obama had committed treason way back in the day. And while we're talking about the FBI, you know, the crazy-eyed guy, he said he stumbled upon a secret room inside the FBI that was filled with burn bags, baby. So you want me to believe that way back when Obama was in office, he filled a room in the FBI, filled to the brim, baby, with burn bags of evidence against him for treason and election fraud and all of
Tulsi
that.
has
And
to
they
go
did
as
burn
well.
those bags way back then in 2016. And then the orange guy was actually elected president. He sat up there for 4 more years while this secret room was filled with these burn bags, and nobody had anything to say about that. And then another fucking 4 years with another president after that, Biden. So you mean the entire corrupt Biden administration, baby? Nobody found those burn bags and burned them expeditiously. They just magically fucking appeared as soon as the news came into play that Daddy was on all of those files that day. I mean, come on now. Anytime anybody gets to see those files and all those redactions in there, we're going to know that most of those redactions were Daddy. Considering the fact that we learned back in March, baby, when Dan Bongino was on TV crying almost every other day, we learned during that time that they hired 1,000 FBI agents to scour the files for the orange guy.
1,000 FBI agents to redact Trump's name out of the Epstein
They
files.
weren't ready to release the files. Then they came out to say there were no files. Then they came out to let us know. Well, they didn't really let us know, but we found out anyway that they told Daddy his name was all in those files. Yes, little.
They told him back in
Satan's
May.
little Cindy Lou Who and Todd Blanchard too. You know, the guy that looks like he's always smelling poo. Yes, I don't know if he's actually always smelling poo because of Daddy or because of Cindy Lou Who. Every time I find a photo of this guy, he looks like, well, he smells something that stinks, baby.
He
Is it
smelled
fire? Is
Trump.
it brimstone? Or is it just Daddy? Either way, we learned that they had a little conversation with Daddy Dumpy Pants, letting him know that his name was all in those files. And next thing you know, Cindy Lou Who, Satan Cindy Lou Who, that is out on TV saying
Pam
there
Bundy.
are no files, baby. It's been a cover-up from day one. A distraction every other day. Considering the fact that now all of a sudden Daddy Dumpy Pants doesn't want to play in that lawsuit with Rupert Murdoch, and he wants to push it to the side and push it back further and further away, and the House Oversight Committee doing what they need to do, and now they're trying to say there's going to be a leak of a conversation between the smelly guy, Todd Blanchard, and the Maxwell chick, too. Baby, do they think we're fucking dull as can be?
They do, but we're smart.
Continue to just overlook the red hats and everything they have to say because they worship Daddy every single day. You can bet your ass they're okay with him grabbing people by the cuckoo-cuckoo. They would hand over their sons and daughters to him, boo. But shaming our representatives and shaming those in the Senate, it will work. Get on your phone. It's time to twerk. It's time to let them know you've got some things to say as the billboards continue to be erected today. Now I'm going to hop off of here, dear. I've got some other things I said.
I love this woman. When I tell you I love Christina Talks T, y'all better go over there to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. This woman is amazing. Not only is she amazing, she's beautiful. Beautiful woman. You don't need long hair to be beautiful. She's been wearing this short hairstyle, and I love it. Beautiful woman. Make sure you go to Instagram and follow Christina Talks. That light went out. Don't worry about it. I don't know what's going on with my mic, my light, everything is messing up. Make sure you go to Instagram and watch Christina Talks. She's amazing. You won't regret it. And she's on TikTok. She's one of the best that has ever done it. Check her out. I don't know what's going on with my light, my mic, everything today, honey. I've been sick. I guess my light's sick too. I'm sick, my light's sick. Everything's sick up in here. Damn. But anyway, Christina Talks. She's amazing. Check her out. You won't regret it. So we're going to continue right now. We're going to go back to this, the guy that doesn't care about you having health care. And the town hall meeting that I mentioned earlier, that's what we're going to talk about now.
People in here are upset with me.
Hit that like button. Get me to 100 likes, y'all. Get me to 100 likes.
The same event when our top story took place. That's right. You're about to see a crowd
Get me to 100 likes.
A brave woman blasted Donald Trump at a town hall. Take a look at our top story. A Republican lawmaker just got a reality check from his own constituents, and the internet is loving it. Recently in Lincoln, Nebraska,
come on, 20 more likes, beautiful ones.
Representative Mike Flood devolved into chaos after
thank you. Come on, more likes. Thank you, guys. I love you.
Brutal mockery. Flood, a staunch ally of Donald Trump, came under fire the moment he began defending Trump's controversial spending bill, one that slashes food stamps, Medicaid, and critical healthcare research. Attendees didn't hold back. Shouts of liar and vote him out rang through the room, along with chants of tax the rich as Flood struggled to regain control. But the defining moment came when one woman, identified as Sarah Davis of Lincoln, stood
She's
up
going to
and
read him
confronted
down.
the
Listen
congressman
carefully.
head-on. Her question stopped Flood cold and sent the room into a frenzy.
My question is fiscal. With 450 million FEMA dollars being reallocated to open Alligator Alcatraz and 600 million taxpayer FEMA dollars being used to now open more concentration camps, and ICE burning through $8.4 million a day to illegally detain people, how much does it cost for fascism? How much do the taxpayers have to pay for a fascist country?
The crowd went wild. Online, the backlash was just as intense. Flood, who won his district by 20 points, now faces national ridicule and what some are calling a sweatin' like Nixon moment. As former Biden official Neera Tanden noted, this is why they're trying to
Nixon
rig the
was
midterms,
kicked out.
because they know voters
Impeach.
hate how they vote. Tonight, it's clear Republican
Let's
support
impeach
for Trump's
this monster,
agenda
Trump.
is backfiring in even the reddest parts of America. Thanks so much for watching.
Fair use, educational purposes. That was Occupy Democrats. Please give them a follow on Facebook and subscribe to them on YouTube. You would not regret it. They're amazing. I watch them daily. Great commentary. Give them a subscribe and follow on Instagram. My light went out, so bear with it, okay? One moment, please.
And after banks that gave the IRS a clear money trail linking Epstein to his clients. For years, the president complained that he had been debanked by large financial institutions for political reasons. He wasn't. He was debanked for inciting an insurrection. In 2021, 10 major banks said they were closing accounts or pausing political donations to anyone closely involved in the January 6th attack. Mostly because government instability is bad for business. Shareholders don't like that sort of thing. But of those 10, Trump has only singled out 2 U.S. banks as the main targets of his executive order.
JP Morgan
and the Bank of America.
Yep.
And the one thing that separates these from the rest, Jeffrey Epstein. A Senate Finance Committee investigation into Epstein has uncovered thousands of suspicious activity reports on the convicted sex offenders' transactions from 4 banks: Deutsche Bank, Bank of New York Mellon, Bank of America, and JP Morgan. The suspicious activity includes massive overpayments to Epstein from billionaires for tax services, and subsequent payments to Eastern European countries where women who were trafficked to Epstein's private island came from. Oregon Senator Ron Wyden, a ranking member of the committee, says they found a trail linking $170 million that went from Wall Street billionaire Leon Black to Epstein through the Bank of America, and that this trail can prove billionaires like Black financed Epstein's trafficking operation. The Wall Street billionaire actually admitted this. As part of a $62 million settlement with the U.S. Virgin Islands, Black said that he knew his payments to Epstein were used to fund his operations in the Virgin Islands. JP Morgan's left a similar legal paper trail. They settled a lawsuit in 2023 with Epstein's victims for $290 million because they waited years before filing any suspicious activity linking billionaires to Epstein has been found at this point at the Bank of New York Mellon. And Deutsche Bank, who's also settled a multi-million-dollar lawsuit with Epstein's victims, is based in Germany, which could explain why they're not the subject of Trump's executive ordered ire. But the other two, B of A and JP Morgan, both had Trump as a client while he was friends with Epstein, and have shown that at the end of the day, they'll hand over incriminating evidence or otherwise do whatever they can to spare their shareholders at the expense of their clients like Trump.
We had already been told about wire transfers from Trump to Jeffrey Epstein and thereof. Nothing surprises me about the MAGA Republicans. Nothing surprises me about Donald Trump. Nothing surprises me. He singled out, what, 2 U.S. banks, JP Morgan, Chase, and Bank of America. And the one thing that separates these from the rest is Jeffrey Epstein. Trump is guilty of anything that's being said, in my opinion. The GOP thinks they are everyone's mama and daddy and do as I say. They are going to gerrymander Texas, but thinks the Democrats must fall into line and listen to them as they have no brain. Trump and his goonies can eat cow manure.
Motion prevails. The sergeant at arms and any officers appointed
hit the like button, please. Thank you.
Absentees whose attendance is not excused for the purposes of securing and maintaining their attendance under warrant of arrest if necessary until further order of the House.
They threatening to arrest the Dems that didn't show up. Well, the Republicans do it all the time. See, the thing is, the Republicans, they don't like when you do what they do to you. When you do it back to them, they don't like it. They're mad. Get over yourself. Because you're about to get real mad. Because the people are fighting back. The Dems are finally fighting dirty, like you fight dirty. But they need to go worse than below the belt. They need to go down to the ground and lift the ground and knock you on your head. I have been saying this since he ran his these suckers about Epstein stole girls from him. In my opinion, that's Trump talk that's pimp talk. Trump could be in serious legal trouble over new Epstein admission. Donald Trump's claim that Jeffrey Epstein poached one of his future victims from him could end up costing him dearly in court. According to one legal expert, saying that you were aware of this happening while also at least somewhat aware of what Epstein was doing could cause Trump some serious legal headaches in a civil court in the future. Happen soon, please. We need it to happen sooner than in the future. He got to go. So it's taxpayers' money being put towards the... I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. This is disgusting. This man is horrible.
Sir, why are you on the roof?
He's on the roof of the White House.
Come down and talk to us. What are you building?
They putting a missile on top of the White House.
Are you considering more renovations, sir?
This man is disgusting. He is the only person, no other president acted like a clown. It's bad enough he puts that orange makeup on, but Donald Trump is a true clown. Doing Lillie anything except releasing the Epstein files. That's what he's doing. He's trying to distract in any way possible, thinking we're going to forget about the Epstein files. It ain't happening. It will not happen. So Miss Maxwell deserves to be under the jail. She's a danger to many. The privileges she's receiving since she has been moved to a Texas prison is senseless. She essayed young girls with Epstein. She deserves a harsher punishment.
It's Monday night, and here's what happened. Ghislaine Maxwell is not having a good time in her new
Hit the
prison.
like button,
Reports now saying
please.
that she
Thank
had to
you.
be moved from the Florida prison because the inmates were calling her a snitch and threatening her life after she met with Donald Trump's personal lawyer. Meanwhile, the inmates in Texas are saying this is supposed to be a low-security prison for nonviolent offenders. Trafficking minors is not a nonviolent offense. When they moved Ghislaine Maxwell into the Texas prison, they had to put the entire place on lockdown and force them to draw their blinds in an attempt to hide Ghislaine from their view. Though the idea that she would make friends with Elizabeth Holmes or Jen Shah seems more unlikely than Donald Trump giving her a pardon.
Thank
I
you.
don't know what it is with the Hegseth brothers, but they cannot keep their texts in their phones in their pants. Pete Hegseth's brother, who serves as one of his senior aides, now
Hit the
has
like
had
button,
his
you
text
guys.
messages leaked. The messages include details about how they hope to use the military in the future for deportations. He acknowledges that the way they used the Marines in LA didn't quite go as well as they had hoped, but he thinks we should try again, this time establishing an official military mission called the Homeland Defense Mission, where they would be able to deploy active duty military members to help with ICE arrests and deportations. This new mission would mean that the Trump administration would reclassify all undocumented people as terrorists, enemies of the state. And undocumented people and immigrants are not the only people that Trump has called enemies of the state or terrorists. He has called gay people enemies of the state, and he has called all Democrats enemies of the state. So don't think that this will start and end with immigration. And if you think that's a wacky idea,
Donald Trump is the enemy within. Remember that. In my opinion, he is the enemy within. I'm praying for this country. Because of Trump, this country has been set back many years and is beneath my ancestors and above me now. Give it to God. Fix it, Jesus. Jesus, enter that White House and fix Trump's brain. Fix it, Jesus. Fix it.
Imagine living in a time with no voting rights. I can't imagine living in a time with no civil rights, but that's where we are. And so what do we do under this new playbook? We thought we were moving forward and Republicans are taking us back. So we got to figure this out.
Several years.
And we got to stand in the gap. And yes, it's hard. I have a granddaughter. I adore her. I miss her. But I'm going to have to be okay with FaceTime because I can't come back to see her. Because there's not a doubt in my mind that the Texas state troopers will arrest me. And if I'm arrested, I literally can't fight for democracy.
She's a senator
so I've got
of
to sacrifice.
Texas.
It is what it is. It makes me sad, but it is what it is. I can't imagine living in a time with...
Well, we're living in that time. Donald Trump has set this country back many years. And yeah, it's worse for black and brown people, but you best believe, honey, you clear people, y'all finna feel it too. He has no mercy for no one. And if you're poor, you're really in trouble. And that's a vast majority of MAGA. Red states are the poor states. So Trump said, Trump and his pinky in the brain ideas are hilarious. Listen to this BS ideal. The White House is nothing but a Trump Chuck E. Cheese pizza playground, and he's pinky. Because he sure doesn't have a damn brain.
Well, yes, news right now. Donald Trump just said that he wants to build nuclear missiles on the roof of the White House. Yes, I am serious. Part of me thinks
that's why he was on top of the White House.
I actually don't know that he is. He was touring the roof of the White House today. He was literally on the roof of the White House, overseeing renovations that are happening to the White House. And he was asked by the media, "Sir, what are you doing?" Like,
Political cartel is
that he
MAGA
wants to build
Republicans.
missiles, nuclear missiles. Then he gestured as if something was launching into the sky. You can watch that full video on C-SPAN. C-SPAN ran it. But I just think that it's very interesting that he would even suggest putting nukes on the White House roof, which logistically is obviously impossible. But this is probably him just trolling the media, but still,
wasting taxpayer money.
I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, linked in bio, so subscribe for free.
Subscribe to Aaron Partners on YouTube and follow him on Instagram. So Trump Republican Party is known for cheating, in my opinion. He even cheats with golf.
So they've decided that the only way to save themselves is to cheat, to change the rules in the middle of the game. And what do MAGA Republicans in Texas do when Donald Trump ignores, well, his oath of office and theirs, and when they're taking it upon themselves to thwart the will of the American people? Well, they say, when Donald Trump calls, they say, "Yes, sir. Right away, sir. Happy to lick your boot, sir." When Donald Trump says jump, Greg Abbott and Ken Paxton say, "How high?" They don't care that they're violating.
Abbott will crawl out of their wheelchair and lick Donald Trump's shoe.
Well, they're hoping they can rob the bank and get away before anyone notices. So they've decided that
the MAGA Republican Party has no background, no backbone. They don't, because if they did, they would tell Donald Trump to kick rocks. We're not breaking the laws for you. We're not breaking this country down even more and further down. So let's hear what Putin thinks of Trump, the 2-year-old who has an adult temper tantrum. Let me show you what Putin think of him, okay?
So, President Trump has decided to move his toy submarines a little closer to our borders. I must say, this is not how we imagined 2025 would look. America, the so-called leader of the free world, now responds to tweets with torpedoes. This is not international diplomacy. It's a toddler with access to a nuclear arsenal. Mr. Trump, we understand you're upset. Medvedev made a post. You got angry. You wanted attention. Well, congratulations, you now have the world's attention. But moving nuclear submarines because of a meme, this is not strength. This is not leadership. This is, how do you say in English, a temper tantrum. Medvedev is not even in power. He types from his dacha in the countryside drinking tea. Yet your reaction suggests you believe he's running the Kremlin. Very flattering, but very wrong. You talk about dangerous territory, Mr. Trump, every time you open Twitter. The world holds its breath. Let me be clear, Russia will not be provoked by online drama. We will not reposition our nuclear submarines because someone had a bad day on social media. We are a nuclear power, not a social media influencer chasing views. If this is your strategy to end the war in Ukraine, posting ultimatums like it's an online reality show, then perhaps you should stick to real estate. Leave diplomacy to the adults. And finally, one word of advice. Next time you feel the urge to press a button, try mute instead of launch. It's safer for all of us. Thank you. So, President Trump has decided to move.
Every country is laughing at America. While Donald Trump licks Putin's shoes, boots, Putin thinks nothing of you, Donnie. You're less than zero. You're less than zero to the American people as well. Okay, so breaking. Donald Trump's narrative about Jeffrey Epstein collapsed in stunning fashion. Edits revealed that the billionaire's pedos remained a member at Mar-a-Lago for over a year after he was indicted. But you said you stopped effing with Epstein because he was stealing your girls. Stealing your girls is pimp talk. And I agree with Jasmine Crockett. Take a listen.
Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Okay, we know that. We need to have some real guardrails around this Supreme Court because the Supreme Court has paid.
Hit the like button, please.
Half the stuff that we see that's going on. Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Okay, we know that. He is.
Thank you.
In a functioning democracy, he still would not be able to get away with this. But he's been able to get away with this because the House Republicans are complicit. He's been able to get away with this because Senate Republicans are complicit. But most importantly, the courts, especially the Supreme Court, is complicit. And so I think one of the places that we have to start is we are absolutely, they are the highest court in the land, and they have no ethics guardrails. Now you go down to the lower courts, and they do. How much sense does that make? When we know that they're taking money, we have the paper trail, and they refuse to put guardrails on themselves, so it's time for us to do it for them. Listen, Donald Trump is...
It's time for the American people to fight back. Now, we finally have it where our Dems are fighting back. We got to fight with them. We got to fight with them. We cannot allow fascism to continue to grow and grow and grow in this country. We can't. We can't do that, y'all. So the GOP must realize to come off from Trump's thumb, they must all team up against him and have those files released unredacted. Hold on.
Yeah, breaking news right now. The House Oversight Committee, in a bipartisan move, has just voted to subpoena the Epstein files from the Department of Justice. This is a significant move and shows that House Republicans are willing to break, not just from Mike Johnson, the Speaker of the House, but also from Donald Trump, the President of the United States. This also comes as CNN is now reporting that there is a recording between Ghislaine Maxwell and Todd Blanche during their conversation over the past couple weeks in Florida, and the administration is reportedly weighing whether or not to release the transcript from that conversation. But right now, the House Oversight Committee has issued a subpoena to the Justice Department to release all Epstein-related documents within 30 days. Now, we turn to the Justice Department. Will the Department of Justice comply? That remains to be seen. Spread the word. I'll do a full breakdown on my Substack, linked in bio, so subscribe for free. And follow along for all the news you need to know about. There'll be much more to come very soon.
Subscribe to Aaron Pointers on YouTube and follow him on Instagram. Pam Bundy, do the right thing. Just because you're under Trump, you don't have to be a crime mob too. You don't have to be a political cartel. Do the right thing for the American people. Trump does not pay you. The American taxpayers pay you. Do right by the American people. Cash and Trump has no right to privacy if there's children involved. A teen is still a child. Take a listen to this mess. We can't trust our government, meaning MAGA Republicans. Oh, never mind. That's in Spanish, so I'm not going to play that one. Little boy blue, come blow your horn. Trump is too busy blowing Putin. The sheeps and the cattles and the metals and the corn. Or is it porn? Oh, we can't trust Trump.
American economy will boom like never before.
BS.
You know, it takes a special kind of stupid to take a growing U.S. economy and throw it into reverse. Trump ran a campaign on having the golden age of having economic growth, of lowering prices. He's done none of that. He's done exactly the opposite. We want House Republicans to listen to American people and do what the American people wanted to have done, which is to lower prices, increase growth, increase jobs.
The American economy will boom like never before.
If that little paper-thin lip heifer wouldn't lie, she would be cute. But she ugly because she act ugly. And she gets up there and just lie at that podium. America is sinking. The prices have gone up. The tariffs are whipping our ASSs daily. You go in Walmart, you're paying $50 more for something. For a t-shirt that was $17.99, probably is $25.99 or more. They're playing in our face and getting up there lying. Love it is a compulsive liar like Donald Trump.
Solo estoy comprobando, pero usted aparte un poco español.
Nope. Everybody don't know Spanish. That's not fair. I'm going to read this to you about Trump. and this is from Occupy Democrat. Lost elections are rigged. That's in Donald Trump's mind. Won elections are fair. Good job numbers are real. Bad ones are fake. That's in Donald Trump's mind. He's telling you what's in Donald Trump's mind. Trafficking is bad unless the traffickers will blame your enemies. That means if he could blame the Democrats for it. Crime is bad unless the criminals are pro-Trump. This isn't 4D chess or even tic-tac-toe, just autocracy 101. And this is from Occupy Democrat. Okay. Just a moment. Let me show you this.
And vote just this time.
Remember this. Listen carefully.
You won't have to do it anymore. 4 more years. You know what? It'll be fixed. It'll be fine. I don't need any votes. We got all the votes we need. I don't need votes. We don't need votes. We got more votes than...
He stole the election, in my opinion.
Don't worry about voting. The voting. They're cheating again. And Elon looked at us. He goes, no, you're going to win. They just don't know it yet. And about 15 minutes later, we won. You know, sort of crazy. He was very effective.
This man cheats at everything that he does.
Better than anybody. All those computers, those vote counting computers. And we ended up winning Pennsylvania like in a landslide. So it was pretty good. It was pretty good. So thank you to Elon.
I'm a technologist. I know a lot about computers. And I'm like, the last thing I would do is trust a computer program. Because it's just too easy to hack. It's too easy to add just one line.
Get out.
He cheated. He keeps telling us this. He cheated. He stole the election, in my opinion, and many others' opinions as well. Donald Trump has always been nothing but a cheat, steal, thieving monster. One moment, please. I'm trying to find where Marjorie Taylor Greene had something to say. Just a moment. Because I really want to show y'all what Marjorie Taylor Greene said. She made a valuable point. I'm not a fan of Marjorie Taylor Greene, but... And we're going to be getting out of here once I find what Marjorie Taylor Greene has said. Where is it? Hold on, you guys. One moment, okay? She's finally getting pissed, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and we need that. Where is it? I saved so much. Where is Marjorie Taylor Greene? I saved so much stuff, y'all. I cannot find it. Well, I'm just going to show y'all this right quick. Okay?
Well. You know, I was just thinking about something that I don't think anybody is talking about when it comes to Daddy Dumpy Pants and the island guy. You know, everybody points out all the things that the island guy did, and they make him the center feature monster in this little story. But has it ever occurred to anybody the places that the island guy got his ladies?
Mar-a-Lago.
Do you think all of the island guy's ladies were brought to him by the Maxwell girl?
Mar-a-Lago.
No, I wish somebody would take the time to draw up a chart, baby, about all of the ladies that have been connected to the island guy, you see, and who connected him to those ladies.
Mar-a-Lago.
We always paint him as the monster, the creator of this monstrous story, the author of the crimes that he committed. But that's not quite true, you see. See, it wasn't just Ghislaine who
hit the like button, please. Thank you.
No, baby. When you look at all of the players, back in the day. They partied together. It's easy to see. You can find photos everywhere going all the way back to 1993. Even though the Red Hat crew tries to claim that the arms
Donnie
team
was one of
didn't
the
even know
players.
the island guy until 97. I guess he invited a complete and total stranger to his wedding in 93 to Miss Maples, baby. Okay, you can take that lie on somewhere else today. But let's talk about
Daddy
the
Dumpy
guys
Pants.
that had ties to the island guy. The guys who had ties to bringing in young ladies from overseas. Who would that be? Number one, that's Daddy. That's right, before anybody even knew who the island guy was, before he was on anybody's radar. It just so happens that Mrs. Maxwell and Daddy Dumpy Pants just so happened to, well, bring young ladies via a plane over here, baby. That's even according to Daddy. You remember he tried to start his own modeling agency way back in the early 90s. So he was bringing underage ladies over here to the US of A. And some of them were ending up at his
Trump is a
neighbor's
bad
house,
boy.
baby. The island guy, you see. And what about the other modeling agencies that got tied up and have ties to Daddy and the island guy? Like John Casablanca, who got in trouble for trafficking young ladies all across the globe as models, baby, and then handing them out to... Or what about his friend who's currently wrapped up in politics with him, Mr. Paulo Zapolio, or however you say his name? I really don't know, nor do I care.
Paulo
But either
Zapolio.
way,
I got something to show
he's
y'all
in
about
crew
that.
too. Back in the day, there's plenty of photos for you to see. He was providing young ladies to Daddy. He's proud of that fact.
And what did Daddy do? What did Daddy? Daddy is Trump. What did he do? He gave him position in his cabinet. I'm about to show you. A known ex-trafficker, Donnie gave him a position in his cabinet. I'm glad she mentioned that. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait one moment. Thank you, Jesus, she mentioned that. So, hold on. I got it. I got it, baby. Now that I saw while I was scrolling up. Hold on, baby. Don't give up on me. I ain't giving up on you. Because I got what you want. I got what you need, baby. Daddy Dumpy Pants been doing some bad deeds. He's been a bad person for a long time. But you all voted him in there. He has so many connections to criminals. Who is that? The man with the dark hair? The man with the dark hair is who she's talking about. Melania with his woman. Trump gave this man a position in his cabinet. Hold on, I'm going to talk to you about it. Trump loves criminals because he's a criminal. But he'll deny he knows him. He'll say, I don't know him. I don't know Pablo. Oh, you know him. You know him a lot, Donnie. Hold on. Donnie knows him very well. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me. I had another thing saved about him. Here it is. So, in my opinion, Trump only gives criminals position in his cabinet. Hold on.
Look at the dates on these posts. On March 2025, Donald Trump appointed
Hit the like button, please.
as a global ambassador, giving him diplomatic immunity. From 2012 to 2019,
Paulo Sampoli was on the board of directors of Terramar with Ghislaine Maxwell. Is this a coincidence? Look at the dates on these posts. On March 2025, Donald Trump appointed Paulo Sampoli as a global ambassador, giving him diplomatic immunity. From 2012 to 2019, Paulo Sampoli was on the board of directors of Terramar with Ghislaine Maxwell. Is this a coincidence? Look at the date.
It's not a coincidence. We have a dangerous man sitting in the Oval Office on Pennsylvania Avenue who wants to put a missile on top of the White House. That's what America has right now. That's what America has right now.
Why did you cut SNAP and healthcare research?
The GOP, MAGA Republican congressman.
We do not have unlimited money in the United States.
But we got money to build a gold ballroom. Money to send to Israel.
It talks about two big changes to the Medicaid program. One of those changes...
I don't want to listen to him lie anymore. He said they don't have the funding, but you got the funding to build a ballroom that's not needed at the White House. But you have funding to put a missile on top of the White House, which more than likely is not going to happen. But we don't know with Pinky in the brain, Donald Trump Pinky, we don't know what's going to happen. They may even blow up the White House, in my opinion. I'm just joking, but we don't know what's going to happen. We're living in times we're unsure of this country. One moment, please.
Let's be real, y'all. Trump's obsession with Barack Obama has never, ever been about politics. It's always been about hate. Raw, unfiltered, white supremacist hate. Because Obama represents everything, and I do mean everything, that Trump thinks only white men are entitled to be. Brilliant, articulate, highly educated, globally respected, scandal-free, and loved. And let's not forget, Obama has a Nobel Peace Prize. Trump couldn't even buy one, and y'all know he's probably tried. That kind of global honor, it's the stuff Trump dreams of, but will never, ever earn. And that kills him. It's rotting him from the inside out. You see it. The bruised hands, the bloated legs and ankles, that pale, blotchy skin. No matter how loud he yells, how many lies he spins, how many witch hunt tantrums he throws, he knows he'll never be what Barack Obama is, a damn good man. Obama didn't have to cheat. He didn't have to rage tweet. He did not have to even incite riots. He led with grace, with dignity, with intellect. That is what eats Trump alive every single day. Not policy, not partisanship, but Obama's very existence. This isn't about legacy, it's about resentment. Because deep down, Trump knows history will honor Obama with statues, streets, and building names. And in textbooks. And Trump, he'll be remembered as a twice impeached, 4 times indicted, disgraced president. A cautionary tale, a bitter footnote, rotting in the shadow of a black man's legacy. That's the truth, y'all. And it's not just eating him alive, it's swallowing him whole.
Nikki Free, she the queen of the skyline. Voices rising loud, tones no decline.
I like what she said. Speak. Speak.
I don't understand how he's able to get away with the things he gets away with, breaking the law, the emoluments clause, taking bribes, blackmailing people. He's a criminal con man. And if you grew up in New York, as I did, you knew this your whole life. We watched his planes get repossessed off the runway at LaGuardia. We watched him try to sell steaks and cologne in a fake university, steal money from charities that his family can't even have a charity anymore in New York City, in the New York State, because they had stolen money from harm kids, cancer charities. There's no way you can look at the facts
Trump
about
is
this
a
man
thief. I keep
and
telling
believe in
you.
him still.
Thieves
You
in the
have to have
temple.
willful blindness. I don't understand how he's able to get away with the things he gets away with, breaking the law, the emolument.
Right now, he's getting away with it because I honestly believe that some of those Supreme Court justices, he has something on them. They know the things that Donald Trump want to push through are not for the American people, but they're pushing them through because they are afraid. But Latanji Brown is not afraid. She's an educated Black woman, and she speaks up. She never votes for anything for Donald J. Trump. One moment.
Wait until white people find out that the person that they pray to and call their savior and think that he's coming back. Wait until they find out that he was actually a person. Just remember, anytime you see the elites or whatever you want to call them trying to make us hate a specific person or thing, it's really just because that's the most powerful thing. They do everything in their power to make us hate Black people. That's because these people are so powerful. These people have been here forever. White people did not pop up until about 5,000 years ago. Now, there's going to be quite a few of white people that are going to be mad at this because y'all think everything is about you, but I'm here to tell you that it's not. And it never was. Think about it. I don't know where the fuck white people came from, to be honest, but we are not meant to be in the sun. Like Black people are from Earth. They have been here a long ass time, bro. The sun loves them. The sun hates white people, okay? I'm just being honest. Part of that has to do with wearing sunscreen and sunglasses, but that's for a whole nother video. All of those ancient people from ancient Kemet, ancient Egypt, those were... Ever notice how the nose are always chopped off on those ancient structures? That's because they don't want us to know the truth. I'm not gonna say too much about this photo because I don't want my video to get taken down again. But I mean, y'all see what's going on. A lot of things you've just been lied to, y'all. Pretty much everything is the opposite of what you think it is. There's a reason they want to divide Black people. It's because Black people are the most connected. They are very, very, very talented at singing, dancing, athletics, you name it. So many things are designed to limit them. I think that Black women are the most powerful people on the planet because the number two things that the elites, whatever you want to call them, that they hate the most is women and Black people. So there you have it, Black women. Those are the people that we need to be listening to. Those are the leaders of the new earth. And I'm not saying other women aren't powerful, but there's just something about an enlightened Black woman who is embodying her gifts that is just so powerful, y'all. Wait until white people find out that the person that they pray to...
One moment, please. I have more for you. Then we're going to get out of here. MAGA truly are bad boys. Send them to dance with Satan eternally.
About protecting kids, but on June 25th, he was arrested for what investigators say is some of the most disturbing child essay material they had ever seen. RJ May is a sitting Republican state representative out of South Carolina, married, father of two. He was arrested by Homeland Security on June 25th after investigators say that he distributed over 200 graphic videos of child essay material. He did this using the app Kick under the username Joe Biden 69. And his home and phone Wi-Fi were directly connected to the downloads. He's now facing over 10 felony counts, each carrying a sentence anywhere from 5 to 20 years, and he's being held without bond. In the August raid, Homeland Security seized nearly 3 dozen devices, including phones, USBs, and computers. And they were all filled with illegal material. And get this, he was a founder of the South Carolina's ultra-conservative Freedom Caucus. After the June 25th arrest, they did kick him out immediately, but didn't kick him out back in August when the raid was done. So if he is convicted, he can spend the rest of his life in prison. There's a lot more to this story that I can't say on TikTok, but
it doesn't surprise me that he wasn't kicked out soon. because he's MAGA, and MAGA Republicans, vast majority of their men are pedos. And what's coming out all this year, they all been MAGA Republican men that have been found guilty of being pedophile. I can't say the word, PDFs. The MAGA Republican Party is soon dying out. And everything they have done behind closed doors is being revealed. Y'all went many years blaming President Joe Biden for everything. And you went around saying he was in the Epstein files. President Joe Biden is not in the Epstein files. Nor is the great President Barack Obama is not in the Epstein files. But who is in the Epstein files? Donald J. Trump. So when you finally get a chance to see those files and things are redacted, they redacted Donald J. Trump out of the Epstein files. Donald Trump is the biggest criminal in this country. He has 34 felonies. It has been said he's a pedo, but I know for sure he has SA people. I'm not for sure about the pedo. In my opinion, I don't put anything past Donald J. Trump. We want the Epstein files. Yes, we do.
The FBI just redacted his name from all the files because they were told to flag his name in them. We already know he was mentioned in the files 64 times, appeared on the flight logs 7, and had wire transfers, over 4,000 of them, totaling $1.1 billion to Jeffrey Epstein. Remember, this is a guy that pled the fifth 97 times, has 34 felony convictions, 91 criminal charges, 26 sexual assault allegations, 6 bankruptcies. How do you bankrupt a casino, by the way? And a true patriot with 5 draft deferments. Okay, Captain Bowman Spurs. 4 indictments, 2 impeachments, 2 convicted companies, had a fake university shut down, had a fake charity shut down, had a $25 million fraud settlement, $5 million sexual abuse verdict, $2 million for that fake charity, $93 million worth of sexual abuse judgments, over $400 million in fraud judgments. I mean, the defamation of E. Jean Carroll? The guy was the first president to serve a full term and increase the deficit every single year he was in office. First president in history to maintain a debt to GDP ratio over 100% his entire term. He had the highest annual budget deficit, added the most money to the national debt in a single term, the most new unemployment claims, or just single day point drop in the history of the Dow. The first major party candidate in half a century to lose the popular vote twice. He had the longest government shutdown in our history while he had both houses. He had the Senate and the House of Representatives. How is that even possible? Since we've had approval ratings, he's the only president that's ever had a net negative one the entire time. He's the only president who's ever been impeached twice, and also for both of those, there was bipartisan support for his conviction after the impeachment. No administration has ever had as many members with indictments, guilty convictions, and guilty pleas. He's also the first president to ever have a mugshot. What do you stand for, MAGA? Because it doesn't seem like much.
MAGA stands for cult. MAGA stands for political cartel. MAGA stands for crime mob in the Oval Office. That's what MAGA stands for, y'all. They're not good people. Donald Trump is not a good person. He can't even get his wife to stay at the White House with him.
So, Trump put nuclear submarines closer to Russia yesterday, and today, Russia has stated that they also have the Epstein files. Their exact words were, it's not only Mossad that has those files of
Hit the like button, please. Thank you.
Yo, that is literal shade on a geopolitical scale. So Russia got the list, Putin got the list, which means Trump don't have control of the list and the videos. Putin and Russia got the videos apparently.
Show us the list, Russia.
The compromat, as they put it. Makes one wonder, how long have they had it for?
Russia has had that list a long time.
have a known since 2016. Yep. So
Russia has had that list a long time. And I'm going to show you something that's sickening. I don't care if this is a black man. I'm a black woman. But I'm not down with the pedos. I don't get down like that. But Donald Trump does. He's trying to normalize it.
Sex offender was invited by President Donald Trump to appear beside him and to help reestablish a fitness test.
Donald Trump is trying to normalize
you can't
this.
Make this shit up. So this is Lawrence Taylor. He's a former linebacker for the New York Giants, and he's a very famous and infamous athlete. And he's also been a very vocal supporter of Donald Trump. So Lawrence was invited a few days ago to the White House to speak about the revitalization and reestablishment of the presidential fitness test for American children. Keep in mind, Trump was announcing during this conference the establishment of a presidential council on sports.
He is putting this man over children when he is convicted of trafficking and having sex with a 16-year-old.
His most infamous arrest was in 2010 when he was arrested and charged with rape. Now, this is from reporting at the time. They said he was charged Thursday in May of 2010 with rape for having sex with a 16-year-old runaway forced into prostitution.
And Donald Trump has put this man over children.
Deplorable. Lawrence ended up pleading guilty to sexual misconduct and patronizing a prostitute and was ordered to register as a sex offender. But over the years, he's been rearrested multiple times, once for DUI and also at points on charges for failing to register as a sex offender. Keep in mind, his victim was 16 years old. And now
Donald Trump has a thing for pedophiles. He loves his criminals.
Sports, nutrition, and fitness for children in America. A pedophile and registered sex offender was invited by President Donald Trump to appear beside him and to help reestablish a fitness test for children. I mean, you just can't make...
You're going to give a job to a pedo to be over the fitness for children. Y'all, you can't tell me this man is not down with pedos. You can't tell me his name is in the Epstein files and he didn't do something. You can't tell me that. There's no way I would ever believe Donald Trump didn't do anything wrong in the Epstein files. This man is sick and delusional. That is Donald Trump.
Of observing this man, the fact that he changed that story, and particularly that he mentioned Virginia Giuffre, raised a red flag for me. First, because Virginia Giuffre was recruited from Mar-a-Lago in 2000. Donald Trump didn't stop being friends with Jeffrey Epstein for about 5 more years after that. And also, Jeffrey Epstein wasn't in any legal trouble until about 5 years later either. So I was confused why Trump felt the need to correct the record about why he stopped being friends with Epstein when he could have just used the same old reason that he stopped being friends with him after he went to prison. However, there is another story out there as to why Donald Trump stopped being friends with Epstein that's been told by the author Michael Wolff, who spent hours with Jeffrey Epstein, knew him for decades. He said that the real reason that Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein fell out was
over a real estate deal.
Jeffrey Epstein wanted to buy a property in Palm Beach, and when he was trying to buy the property, Michael Wolff says that he brought Donald Trump to go see it because he thought Donald Trump was a good contractor, and he wanted his advice on where to
hit the like button,
so
please.
He chose Donald Trump the house and the pool. Donald Trump then tries to buy the property, and they get into a bidding war. But Jeffrey Epstein knew that Donald Trump did not actually have the money to buy this property. But then Donald Trump was able to outbid him. He somehow came up with the money. And what Michael Wolff says is that that led Jeffrey Epstein to conclude that Donald Trump was buying this property as a front for someone who could afford it. Donald Trump turns around and flips the property just a few years later to a Russian oligarch for double the amount that he bought it for. So from that transaction, he would have made something like $40 million. So Michael Wolff says that Jeffrey Epstein realized that Donald Trump was in with some potential Russian mafia figures, and then the next year he ends up getting arrested for sex trafficking. And he told Michael Wolff that he believed that Donald Trump had, quote, dropped the dime on him.
Yeah, he snitched. Donald Trump snitched.
So my analysis is that Donald Trump knows that Michael Wolff is out there telling this story, especially the part about the Russian mafia.
If anything happened to Wolff, we know who did it.
Is that he is killing two birds with one stone. He knows that it is well known by now that Virginia Giuffre was recruited for Mar-a-Lago by Ghislaine Maxwell. So he wants to neutralize that story. And he also doesn't want any speculation that the reason he stopped being friends with Jeffrey Epstein was because
Hit the like
Epstein
button, please.
didn't
Thank
like his
you.
mob connections. So this is his attempt to completely discard the real estate piece while also neutralizing the fact that Virginia Giuffre was recruited for Mar-a-Lago, even though that happened much earlier. He's, I think, probably relying on people not knowing the timeline that well. Also because he wants people to think that he would stop being friends with Jeffrey Epstein because he was stealing girls from his spa. Alas, there is no real way to make the story sound less creepy than it is. After years of observing this man, the fact that he changed.
Wolf Ben stated that Donald Trump and Epstein actually had fallen out because of Donald Trump stole a real estate deal. Epstein told Donald Trump about a property that he was buying. And what did Donald Trump do? Because he's a greedy, selfish man, which greed is going to destroy him. He went and bought the property behind Epstein's back. And Donnie really didn't have the money to do it. So Donnie got the property and resold it to somebody from Russia. So they can, it was being alleged, so they can money launder money here in the States. They did it through real estate through Donald Trump. Remember back last year, I showed y'all a video of Donald Trump's connection with Russian people. And also what we learned in another video previously before this one, money was being sent through from Donald Trump to Epstein through Russian banks. Remember that, because we're going to discuss that tomorrow, because I'm going to have to get out of here. I've been on here longer than I was supposed to be on, because I need to go eat. Donald Trump is a criminal. Donald Trump is nobody's savior. So MAGA, if you waiting on him to save you, you're a bigger fool than anybody ever thought you were. You're delusional. And I'm praying for you. You guys, I love each and every last one of y'all in my chat. And those of you that have already left out my chat, I love you as well. And those of you going to watch it on replay, I love you. Hit that like button before you head up out of here. I got more tomorrow because I was not able to show y'all everything I collected today. So I'm going to try to add that to tomorrow's stuff as well. And I even had some other videos saved I really want to show, but I need to eat. I have a sinus infection and I don't feel good, so I'm forcing myself to eat so I can, get well. But I love each and every last one of y'all. Hit that like button and God bless you. Have an amazing evening.